The APEC plans has recently stated that 14 banks had already met the new minimum capital rate for functions.
The elective of 4 representatives to serve on the National Council for Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship for the next 2 years.
It further stated that they truly deserve the Big Brother Nigeria crown, not the second position.
Adding the performance 137,000 new people. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting
Welcome to Newspaper Review on African Renaissance Television. I am Mary Vale, reaching you live from the NSR TV studio in Abuja. And quickly we start with the newspaper headlines. The Punch: petrol soars above 1,000 per litre as Tinubu okays 15% import tariff. Our federal government moved to protect Dangote local refineries from cheap imports. Fuel importers face tighter margins. Bayelsa deputy governor sues assembly over impeachment plot. Ondo records 164% surge in profit tax. Over 30 states rely on federal allocation, and this is coming from reports. COP: 4 others die in Lagos Ibadan expressway crash, and that story is on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Party registration: INEC disqualifies 6 political groups on page 8. And still on the Punch, we have U.S. Defense Soyinka's visa revocation on page 3. EFCC NFIU launched crackdown on alleged coup funders on page 2 and 7 of the Punch newspaper. Army reshuffles top ranks, redeploys 67 generals, detained officers, names uncovered. And when you look at the Punch, you see the picture of the new chief of defense staff is there. Picture of Soyinka still on the Punch. So I move forward to the next paper, which is the Nigerian Tribune. The big story on the Tribune, we have Southwest leaders want Tinubu to prioritize regional integration, and we have a lament deplorable state of federal roads in region. Push for Yoruba unity, good governance on page 4. And still on the Tribune, we have experts one of tougher times as federal government approves 15% import depot duty on petrol diesel on page 11. And Tinubu to service chiefs. Nigeria expect results, not excuses. And that story is on page 30. Major shakeup as Army redeploys, appoints top officers on page 30. We have Borno begins export of plastic materials to improve IGR on page 12. Health: how to manage, prevent stomach cancer, coming from reports, and that story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. SEC partner CBN EFCC to track freeze illicit digital wallets on page 12. 6 dead, 2 trapped in multiple accidents in Kwara Bridge. Another 5 die in Ondo crash. Adeleke decries unjust attitude of federal government towards a federating state, says, I am too popular to be afraid. And when you look at the Nigerian Tribune, you see different pictures of president and the service chief. This is a new development, but let's see how that unfolds. And the next is the Guardian. Justice on trial as court battle neglect infrastructure deficit. We have Encham props 10 Stafford over corrupt practices on page 7. Owando records 164% growth as profit hit 210 billion naira in 9 months. And that story is on page 20 of the Guardian. And we have our federal government unveils national crash, a voucher policy to strengthen humanitarian response. Petrol may hit 1,163 naira per litre as federal government targets 4.8 trillion naira yearly from fresh tariff. APC gains upper hands in House as defection reshape power balance. And we have a story here that says that Nigeria expects result, not excuses, Tinubu tells service chief. Nigeria shouldn't be among hunger stricken countries, says Obi. CBN bank can downgrade licenses if unable to meet recapitalization threshold. And that is all for the Guardian. Okay, viewers, I'll be going on a quick break, and when I come back, we'll continue with the newspaper analysis. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this quick break. The government actually sent a lot of military troops to come to their border because they actually attacked even their military base, attacked them, leaving one of the police personnel injured. The food did not digest well because we are scared. If we cannot dispute the fact that it has always been in the news. In state of emergency, we speed up anti-insurgency efforts. Only large-scale troop deployments can defeat the terror coming from northern elders.
There's some stuck down from somewhere.
Welcome back, viewers, from that quick break, and it's time for the newspaper analysis. And I have Asaba already in the studio. Let me add him to the show. Good morning, Asaba. Good morning, Gloria. Good morning, Dorcas. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Mary. We can hear you.
Okay, maybe their network. Can you hear me? Okay, I don't know. I can't hear you girls. But let me just kick start with the big story on the punch. So we're still talking about the fuel, how it's gonna affect we the masses. Okay, welcome, Asaba. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you, Mary.
Okay. So we have petrol sold above 1,000 per litre as Tinubu okays 15% import tariff. And the federal government moves to protect Dangote local refineries from cheap imports. Fuel importers face tighter margins. Okay, so if according to what the story is saying, the president is going to add 15% um, import tariff. Some people might think this is just going to tell on the marketers, but it has to do with the normal Nigerian masses. They are the ones that are going to suffer all these things. Because when you add money for fuel, thinking that marketers must always want to recover their money. If what they are using to get the fuel has added, they must want to recover their money. And who at the end of the day tends to suffer? It is still with the masses. I know the president actually has a lot of things, a lot of reasons why he's doing what he's doing, but I think to some extent, let's still consider the Nigerians that are suffering because right now it's looking as if the price of fuel will go high. If the price of fuel
Yeah,
goes
it's going to
high,
go high now
it's going to affect most
because
of Nigerian business. It's going to affect a lot of things. I actually had to talk more about the business because That's the one that I know that people use fuel every day for because of no light. In a country where we don't have stable light, and you begin to see that fuel might go up at any time. I just hope they try not to even. I know they will do it though. It's not like I can change it, but they should just try to consider Nigerians. If we are rejoicing that the price of food has come down, let fuel not be another barrier. Because no matter how they bring down the
Yes.
price of food, if fuel
It will
price goes
go
up,
up again. If the fuel price is not stable, the price of food will also still go up again.
yes. So if the fuel price goes up, at the end of the day, even every other thing in the market will go up. You cannot lie, you cannot deny it. Every other thing is gonna be affected drastically. That's the thing. I'm trying to put the picture of the a chieftain of All Progressive Party in Delta State and the prominent Ishekiri leader, Chief Ayurimi Imami. And this is what he has to say. He said that the Federal Inland Revenue Service, which initiated the proposal and secured the president's approval, said the new tariff was designed to protect domestic refineries, stabilize the downstream oil sector, and strengthen local refinery and refining capacity. What do they think about the masses at the end of the day? But here is what the FIRS chairman, Zach Adedeji, not the person on the picture. The person on the picture is um, All Progress Congress chairman in Delta, chieftain in Delta State. So, and he says that the initiative was part of the ongoing reform to operationalize crude transaction in local currency, strengthen local refining capacity, and ensure a stable, affordable supply of petroleum products across Nigeria. Speaking to journalists, he lamented that the policy would hurt the masses, not the marketers. That's the truth. It's not the marketers, it has to still do with the masses. And we are
Yes.
actually trying to avoid situations whereby things become so difficult and we begin to experience negativity in the country because it's not everybody that can actually handle hardship. It gets to a point where things become so hard and that's when you still see a lot of crimes, insecurity, because they want to succeed, they want to survive. You see, when you go to the car park, the drivers are also complaining. Once they just add the price of this fuel, we know ourselves, Nigeria, we take advantage of a lot of things. We want to take advantage of it. And even if at the end of the day they reduce it, you will not still hear about it. So I don't know, but anything they are doing, they should consider
It's
we Nigerians.
very it's
How
like
it's going to
in
affect us.
Nigeria now. In Nigeria now, majorly everything now is centered around this fuel price. Once fuel price goes up, transportation will go up, food price will go up. Literally everything in this country will
Yeah,
go up once fuel price goes up. So this thing they are doing now is mostly going to affect the masses
sure, it
that
will.
they
And
won't going to
that's
take
my
the effects of
concern.
this.
That's my concern because if you think it's for marketers, I don't see that it's for marketers. I see that it's something that is going to affect the masses. Okay, quickly, let's look at the next story. It says a party registration. INEC disqualifies 6 political groups. Imagine. Although, when you read it like this, people might not get to understand. It's not like they just stay and disqualify them. There were a time where they gave them for documentation and they did not meet up. My own is, are we even trying to embrace or encourage new political parties when the one we have, everybody's already going to one party, which is the APC, and they are
Everyone is
getting
already
they
going
want
to
to
one
create a
party.
new party.
It's
Is
not
it to
looking like
open
as if we are going back to operating one
Operating
system
one
party,
system, yes,
one
in the
system one
country.
in the country. That is just one party that will be ruling the country. Because now if you look at almost everybody now is decamping to one party. Are we even, like you said, are we even encouraging the new parties?
Okay, this is what it's saying. It says that the National Commission and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, SAN Olumekun, confirmed this development in a statement. That the Commission held its regular meeting on 30th of October 2025 to review progress since an earlier update on 11th of September. Okay, 14 associations had been pre-qualified to participate in the process, which began with a briefing on September 17th. A dedicated portal for submitting required documents was opened from September 18th to October 18th. As of October 19th, 8 associations have submitted all the necessary documents. You can see that As of October 19th, right? It was 8 out of all these numbers I just listed now. That was the ones that submitted the necessary documents. Then the commission said as of Saturday 19th October 2025, 8 out of the 14 pre-qualified associations successfully completed the upload of all necessary information and documentation. So at the end of the day, it's people that did not complete their upload before the date. That were the people that were affected. And the associations are all Democratic Alliance, Citizen Democratic Alliance, Abundance Social Party, African Alliance, Party Democratic Leadership Alliance, Green Future Party, National Democratic Party, and People's Freedom Party. These are the people that were qualified. All these parties, what are their goals? It is not to have thousands of political parties. What are their goals? I think that should be the question. What do they intend to do? What do they intend to do to make a change in Nigeria? Because all this while you can see ADC has been coming out to condemn the works of this thing APC. Is that what they will just do? Opposition party always pointing out where the other party is not working. Aside that, what do they intend to do to make a change in Nigeria? Because when I saw that we want to have more party registration, I was like, the ones we already have is sinking. The ones we already have, I can't really see the good they are doing. And we are now losing all those ones to other new parties. 2027 is going to be hot then. If that's the case, I don't know what it will look like.
Yes.
But God will help Nigerians though.
Amen.
Amen.
So we have four others die in Lagos Ibadan expressway crash. I don't know, but it has
Wow.
always been like that. This Lagos Ibadan expressway.
Lagos
I don't
Ibadan
think
Expressway.
there's a way the road is, but I know there's no place the accident does not happen, but it has been something that
Yes.
I've I've noticed it countless times. Every time it has been one accident in that way. And
You know,
we are so
a
responsible.
lot of people have gone through this road. Oh. This
You
road has
said
taken so many lives.
for a
This road
fire
has
that
taken so
started
many lives.
for something that okay, now let me just read the story here. Now a police inspector and four others were killed in a multiple collision that occurred at the Para Bridge area of the Lagos Ibadan Expressway. An incident that emergency responders at the scene blamed on speeding and brake failure. Speeding and brake failure was actually what caused it. Now, this is coming barely 24 hours after a driver was hospitalized following a collision. This one happened like in 24 hours before that time. Something like that has happened before. And that's why I said I keep hearing about accidents in that way. I think they should, if it's to put bomb, if it's to do something that will actually avoid it, I think it will be better.
Mm.
Then between two trucks at the Otedola Bridge, and our correspondent who was at the scene gathered that as of 11 p.m. on Wednesday, emergency responders had barricaded the section of the expressway while efforts were going on to extinguish the fire and prevent it from spreading to other vehicles. A fire that started from 9 p.m. I don't know what the fire service are doing. Every time we have fire issue in this country, before they come to the scene to solve
The
the
fire
situation,
must have destroyed everything
Fire
yeah,
service.
before the fire
Before they
service will
will
get
come
there.
is when Lucas have already extinguished the fire.
Yes,
And when
yes,
they
sir.
will come. And the annoying things are making that sound, making that annoying noise when they are coming.
I think it's because their office is not everywhere. You know, we've had one fire service guest on our show, and the person was explaining that maybe the federal government should try by a kind of making sure their office is in many places in the country. Because, for example, now let's say that thing that happened in that Ibadan expressway, it might be that maybe fire service will be coming from Lagos, and you see the kind of traffic that is in Lagos always. Before they will come from Lagos and get to the
Yes.
scene, how can something that happened around 9 p.m. and they were trying to sort the situation around 11? A lot of damage must have happened. It's not something that we should be
Yes.
confused about. A lot of damage must have happened because the hour difference, the gap is too much. So maybe I don't know. We just have fire service in some places and some places lack it. They don't have it. So we have over 30 states rely on federal allocation. Over 30 states. Are you sure it's 30 states? Looking like the old 36 states is relying on federal government on allocation. And they listed states like Lagos. Lagos, although we know Lagos is doing well, I saw Enugu as well. But how are we sure that it's not even the 36 states? Because most times it looks as if we are depending on the federal for funds. The states, they are not doing much in terms of making money on their own. But it's okay if we have 36 states and they are saying over 30 rely on the federal government, then we are not progressing. Because we want to see a situation whereby let's say like only 10 is relying on the federal government for allocation. Let's say that almost all the states, they are depending on their own, doing things for their own. Let's have where states can actually have businesses that can be flowing, that can be doing well, so we don't get to depend on the federal government for allocation. And that is why we keep borrowing when they come to tell us that we are not in debt. By the end of the day, it doesn't seem so. We keep borrowing every time. We keep borrowing always because the money is not enough. We think that okay, because we have oil money. If this money has a place that is going to, like so many places that is going into, it cannot sustain us. We have states that we expect should be making money, but unfortunately, it's not working that way, which is a sad situation, honestly. So we have another story here also that says Bayelsa deputy governor sues assembly over impeachment plots. Politics these days, the other day we're talking about the coup that wanted to happen. Now they are trying to impeach someone.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know why the although politics is a dirty game, so sometimes we should not even be surprised about some of the developments we are seeing, honestly. So, Bayelsa, our deputy governor, sues assembly over impeachment clause. The deputy governor of Bayelsa State, Lawrence Erudapo, had fled or filed a suit at the Federal High Court in Abuja against the Bayelsa State House over an alleged plan to impeach him. Although his reasons were that the governor of the state itself has already deferred from PDP to APC, but him personally did not switch. He's still in PDP, so they are trying to see how they will impeach him. But what I don't understand is why would you want to impeach someone because he's in PDP? He did not move to the party where you
I
want.
thought they all had their choice to make. To be in any
Yes,
party is not by your choice. Must you be forced into a party?
yeah. So trying to impeach him or planning against him because he is still in PDP, and reasons best known to him, reason he might not want to change his party is best known to him. I don't think trying to impeach, if you want to impeach someone, it's because the person is not competent in their position, they are not doing
Yes.
well in their position.
Because
You
of
don't impeach
party.
somebody because they are in their party. You want them to be in a particular party, you get, and they have failed to. And as I say, all these new parties that want to register, what is the fate? What is their fate? Is it to come and the next thing they start switching to another party? The political system in Nigeria it keeps like surprising me every time, honestly, which I think they need to do better. We are talking about injustice. This is pure injustice. This is pure injustice. He's in PDP, and so why is the house trying to impeach him? Is it that he looted money? Is it that he did not do what you expect him to do? You understand? It's not like maybe he's not doing what was expected of him, and now you want to impeach him because he did not switch to the party you want. It's funny and sad at the same time. And on the Guardian, we have justice on trial as court battles neglect infrastructure deficit. I tried putting that image here, but because of my network, yeah, I wanted us to see the picture of the court. Nigeria, we have a lot of things that we need to take care of. It's not only about hospitals. If you see the picture of this court, if you see how it looks, then you'll be wondering, is this where lawyers are going to judge case? At least when you are going to judge case, the face should look good. The structure, the building should even look good, should look attractive. You don't have to look different, you get, so that people can actually see it and respect it. We have hospitals that look like it's not where people are taking treatment from. We don't look good at all. Then here we still have the face of a court looking like where human beings don't go to. You understand? It's not funny, honestly. We need to do better in this country. Okay, so we have Nigerians expect results, not excuses. Tinubu tells service chiefs. And Obi said Nigeria shouldn't be among hunger-stricken countries. Anyway, Obi, we don't know. Maybe when if God helps and you become the president, we'll see if you can actually make that change. It's easy for people to stay back and actually make corrections and say a lot of things. But when they are there, because the truth is, even if Tinubu was not the president, he would have still been saying things. You understand? He would have still been making corrections to whoever the president would be. Even when Buhari was there, he was still talking. Once you are not in seat, it's easy for you to point a lot of things that are not going well. Same thing with Atiku. Atiku will come and say a lot of things that I don't know if it happens, or if it happens that he becomes the president, if he can even make the change at all. We have another story here on the Guardian that says, "Jam probe 10 staffers over corrupt practices." I don't know. Jam is for young people that intend to go to school, that aspire to go to school. In that level, I don't think there should be corruption. Because if at this early stage, you understand, there are corruption, then I don't know the fate of these people when
Yes.
they go higher school. As low as jam, they are still facing corrupt practice, not even from the students, from staff. When they say people actually involve themselves in malpractice in jam, I'll be asking these students, who gave them that power to be able to involve themselves in that malpractice? Do they on their own, you understand, want to? Are you sure they are not sorting this so-called staff? Are you sure they are not sorting them? I don't know. Most times when we see ourselves in some positions in this country, we want to overuse it. It's not like they don't pay these people. A lot of people that practice corruption in this country, it's not like they don't pay them. They do, but because it's not enough,
They are
they
paid.
want more. And that corrupt one is the one that used to suit them
Yeah.
the most. That one that they will collect aside their salary. Just like when we have the Nigerian police,
Yes.
those ones they will collect from people always look better for them compared to their own salary, honestly. So, Gloria, what do you have to say about this jam staff involving in malpractice? What's your take on it?
Like Dorcas said yesterday, say na who dey catch na be thief. Na
Yeah.
so a lot of them are actually involved in this malpractice things. They indulge the students. You see somebody that is trying to read to pass an exam, and the examiner comes to tell you that don't worry, just bring so amount of money, we will give you the expo, we will give you assistance. It's assistance, that's what they call it. We will give you assistance, you will pass the exam with flying colour. That student, that child will not want to read, because he feels like even if I read, if I don't read, I am going to pass. And even if I read, I may not even get up to the scores that is required if I get assistance. So what I have to say is there are a lot of them doing this thing. They are indulging students in this thing because they catch this one now. We don't want crucify and say he involved in examination malpractice. A lot of them are doing it, and if they really go to examine the system, they will see a lot of them, and maybe just change the system so this malpractice thing will stop. Because the malpractice thing, funny enough, it's not even most of the time coming from the students. It is coming from the examiners, the invigilators. They are the ones promoting it. So if we can get them to order, then I think it will reduce.
Okay. Doctors, what about you before I move to the Tribune?
See, Mary, and this malpractice thing, I think, should I say, examination body is trying to fight it, because there was a time where JAM was in written form, like you use pencil
Pencil to tick
and
the
to write and this thing.
answers.
So they wanted to fight malpractice, and they had to put it in CBT, computer based. And it's like those involved in malpractice, they had to graduate to how to
Hmm.
help the students in CBT. And they don't know that they're actually killing these students, killing the future of these students. Because if you look at it, when I was in school, they will tell you if you don't score 300 and above, you cannot read law.
Yeah.
If you don't score up to 200, 250, you cannot enter into university. But now, Mary, there are schools they are accepting 150, 100 as pass mark in JAM.
Imagine.
It's like I think that
Imagine.
they are killing the educational system of Nigeria. So please, we are pleading with examiners. You are not helping the students. You are not, because you are encouraging laziness. Because discover that a student that pass JAM cannot even read and pass his normal departmental exam. It's not it's very very painful, and we are cleaning our educational system. We cannot have students that can defend themselves outside because we
at
have
all.
helped them in WAEC, even in JAMB. So please, the examiners, let's desist from this attitude. If anybody had helped you to write your own JAMB, do you think you will get to that stage you are? So let's not kill the career of these students. Let's not kill the future of these
Making
young
the
ones.
students lazy and nonchalant to read or study or
That's
anything.
my own.
Okay, thank you. So, the Tribune, the big story says that Southwest leaders want Tinubu to prioritize regional integration. And what the story is saying is that governors of the six Southwest states have reaffirmed their commitment to regional unity and solidarity, stressing that political differences must never undermine regional cooperation and development. So we know, I hope so, because we politicize everything. I hope they keep politics aside, you understand, and work towards with unity, you understand, work towards
Yeah.
the development of the Southwest. And they also pledged to strengthen collaboration with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration while advancing the collective interests of the Yoruba people. Okay, one of the important story I want to look at, the last story before we call the show a wrap, is health on the Tribune. When you look down, you see how to manage prevent stomach cancer medical reports. Okay, so for those people that don't like fruits, I'm trying to. I'm not a health personality, but I'm just or a health or a health person. But I'm trying to tell you that fruit is important. Wait, let me remove this paper.
You
So
see,
we see
Mary,
fruit.
you don't have to be an health person to tell them. Fruit is
Yes, so no,
important.
they might say, "Are
We
you a
keep
doctor?
thinking
Who are you?" I'm telling you what. This one is a doctor that actually say it here. This is what the doctor said. That taking constant fruits will help reduce it. They are not saying to end it though, but that is stomach cancer. Taking constant fruits will help reduce it. It's not everybody that like taking fruits. I know you might be surprised hearing this. It's not everybody. Some people say they
yeah.
will tell you like when you count like five fruits, maybe it's only one that they enjoy taking. The rest they don't like it. So it's not everybody. Some will tell you that that one will not fill their stomach. That's for foodies. They feel like taking fruit is wasting their time. So they say having excess body weight, overweight, that is it's not that kind of excess weight you are thinking, obesity own. Before somebody will get to that stage safe, it is well low. Increase the risk of some types of stomach cancer to getting and staying at healthy weight might lower your risk. And a diet that includes plenty of fruits and vegetables probably also lowers stomach risk. Citrus fruits such as oranges, lemons, and grapes fruits may be especially helpful. But be aware that grapefruit and grapefruit juice can change the blood level of certain drugs you take. So, I'm encouraging people to be taking fruits. Oranges. Oranges is very important. Take it for your own health.
Mary,
You don't need to have stomach cancer to take orange. Oh. You don't need to have stomach cancer. It's very important.
exactly.
Okay, before I call the show a wrap, what do you have to say, Asaba? This will be how I end
I
my show
think
today.
we are gradually going back to depending on natural fruits for health. Because now they're not telling you now to go to the hospital and take so and so drip. Oh. They're not telling you now to go back to those your fruits and vegetables that we abandoned now to help you keep fit. So now let's not just sit and say any small thing is not hospital. Let's also watch out for our health. Let's eat
Yeah,
healthy. It's not every time you eat you load eba and you say let me be filled. Sometimes my father will always say eat in a good way, enough vegetables, enough fruits, then eat minimal. Not be every time you go pack rice full plate until the rice never full plate you never chop belle full. It's no,
Food.
you are killing yourself.
You
Eat
are killing your
fruits.
system.
Sometimes replace all those coke you are drinking, all
Those
those
soda.
soda, replace it with
Fruits.
fruits. Drink enough water. Water is very important o. Drink enough water. You cannot be say it's only when I'm thirsty I'll drink water. No, drink enough water. I think
do
that's
you
the
know
little
that
I have
doctor?
to
Sorry to
say.
cut
No,
you.
right,
Some
you have
people eat
anything?
without taking water. Some people eat, you understand, they'll tell you they forgot to take water. Why? I don't know. How did they
How will
No,
your food
they are killing your
digest?
system. At the end of the day, you will start having kidney problems. That's where kidney problems most of the time
Even
come
I read
from.
something that says 70% of the body is made up of water. So
Yes.
if you're not giving your body water, so what will it feed on? You think it's your eba or your this thing? Drink water. Water is very important, and eat fruits and vegetables. I think if you keep all these things, it will reduce your constant going to the hospital
Yes.
every time. It will reduce it. Drink water, eat healthy. You will see that you will live a healthy
Fruits
life.
and vegetables
If you
just
look at
as
our
well.
forefathers of those days, how many times do you okay they fell sick or this happened because they were eating healthy.
Yes, they were eating
Yeah.
natural food now.
So
We now is canned food, canned food.
Yes.
All those the chicken, then they will kill live chicken. It's a normal thing to kill live chicken. Now frozen chicken, frozen chicken. Where are we going from
Now
here?
frozen chicken want to finish us. Ice fish,
Where are we going
frozen
from
chicken,
here?
ice fish, canned tomatoes. We have lived fresh ones. Even the ones you see in the market, some of them have used fertilizer to finish all of them.
Yes, yes, you're right.
Maybe it is well.
It is well. Oh. Thank you so much, Dorcas. Thank you, Gloria, for being on the show. The last thing I want to say before I end the show is the Bayelsa deputy governor. It was a sad story reading it, knowing that, okay, because he did not leave PDP to another party, which is your normal APC, that's why you want to impeach him. No, you should remove people because they are not competent in their jobs. They are not doing well in their jobs, not because they are not moving to the party you want. You don't decide for them, you don't decide what they want to do. I don't think party should be a problem. After all, Wike is in PDP, but he's working with APC. So why did they not say, okay, oh, we'll remove you from PDP since you're working with APC? So I don't think that should be the basis why you should remove people from your party. We should do better, Nigeria. You don't have to politicize everything, just like what the Southwest governors are saying. If they would do what they said, then Nigeria definitely is going to get better. Okay, everybody, this would be a good place to wrap up the show on the News Super Review. And see you soon on the State of the Nation. Keep watching SRTV. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I remain your girl, Mary Vale. Bye. Even though Daily Trust is only saying Abuja, not only Abuja. A lot of people are complaining. Lagos, they are suffering the same thing.